So Miami just lost their leading rusher from last season to the transfer portal. And now that I think about it, he was actually the leading rusher the past 2 seasons. What's going on, Canes fans? Let's get right down to business. Running back Henry Parrish will be entering the transfer portal. Now, a quick disclaimer before we dive in. If at any point during this video you hear any snoring, farting, whining, things falling over, any of the above, just know that we adopted a new doggo. His name is Maxwell Wigglesworth, and I'll pop up a picture here on the screen. I'm trying to get him used to being in the studio while I'm filming videos, so just a quick heads up. Now, back to the football. It seems like fans are a little unsure why a guy who led the team in rushing yards the last 2 years would up and leave Miami. But I've got a few reasons that I'd like to throw out there in this video, and let's see if we can come to an agreement here. Now, I do want to start out by saying that losing him right now definitely sucks. I don't like whenever fans come out and then all of a sudden they're like, well, he wasn't any good anyways, and we didn't want that guy. He can kick rocks if he doesn't want to be a Cane. Because at the end of the day, that's another body down in the running back room during spring. And honestly, we don't even have to specify the running back room, just any position, because we're losing him literally just a little over 1 week into spring practice. And right now, Fletcher is out, Allen is out, and anything could happen since it's so early, especially once they put the pads on. So not having as many bodies during spring definitely blows. It's also a potential blow to the experience and leadership in the running back room. Parrish has been playing college football since 2020, so he has a lot of snaps under his belt. Now, Mario Cristobal was asked about his departure after practice today, and he basically said, "We wish him well, and it's the best decision for both him and Miami." He did also specifically mention Trevonte Citizen and how much progress he's seen from him, and he also name-dropped Chris Johnson. So with all of that out of the way, let me take a moment and lay out 5 reasons as to why Henry Parrish might be entering the transfer portal, and then I want to tell you which one I believe is most likely. And then what I'd love to see down in the comments is if you agree or disagree with me, or let's just chop it about this whole situation, and maybe you can let me know if I missed a potential reason as to why he might be transferring. Either way, leave a comment down below and let's talk about it. So one of the first things that I'm seeing the most from fans on social media is they believe that he's been jumped on the depth chart during spring. And I find this pretty unlikely just because it's so early into spring. I mean, we're only a little over a week in, and the coaching staff is going to be experimenting a lot. And there's really no reason to pay a ton of attention to who's taking reps with the 1s, 2s, and 3s, and so on. Now, I will say sometimes you can kind of get a feeling, right? Like he knows what he's looking at. He knows his talent level, and he sees the other guys in that room. And, he might be kind of taking a step back and being like, yo, if Citizen stays healthy, like he might eat up some of my carries. He might jump me on that depth chart. But you also have to remember that Mario Cristobal seems to put a lot of value on experience. And, we did see, though, last season, him having to split a lot of the carries. So, total last season, Parrish had 100 carries, but then behind him, you had Fletcher at 105, Chaney at 94, and Allen at 70. And a couple of those guys will hopefully, theoretically, be back for the season. Plus, you have other talented guys in that room. Now, this second one does sort of go with the first one that we were just talking about, but it sounds a little more likely when worded this way. And that's the fact that Henry Parrish probably wants to be the featured back. He doesn't want to have to share carries as much as he would have had to do this season. Basically, he needs to show out in 2024, and it's really tough to shine when you're splitting carries with 3 or 4 other guys who are really talented. And we just talked about how he had to split it up last season, and that's probably going to happen even more this year. The third theory would be that maybe he just doesn't get along with the new running backs coach, Matt Merritt. Now, hopefully that's not it, but this would have technically been his third position coach just during his time at Miami. And I understand that either way, if he goes to another school, he's getting a new position coach, but it could have been that just those two specifically butted heads. Now, the fourth one, this is one that really just cracks me up because it's what opposing teams' fans are going to say. And I'm already seeing it all over Twitter and YouTube and in forums all over the internet. And it's that he saw the writing on the wall and Miami's not going to be good this year, so he's getting out while he still can. I personally think that one is pretty funny because if he's going to enter the transfer portal, he doesn't even know where he's going to end up at yet. And you very oftentimes see players that will transfer from schools that end up doing pretty well during the season, and they go to a school that does far worse. But sometimes it's still worth playing for a team that does worse overall because you end up getting to play more, so it looks better on you. I know that it is a team sport, but at times, you do also have to look out for yourself. You're thinking about your future. You want to go to the NFL. You got to think about your stats. And you need a good, solid surrounding cast to help you get there. And it does look better when your team wins and possibly goes all the way. But hey, if he can double his carries and he has an opportunity to rack up more yards, that makes a lot of sense. I will say, however, that this final theory makes all of this a little more interesting. What if he's being poached? Now, I don't want to hear anything about rules and stuff because none of that stuff matters at the end of the day. Let's be real. All sorts of things go down behind the scenes, so I don't even want to hear it down in the comments. Maybe, just maybe, there is a team or even two that has touched base and, let him know you can come to our program and be the bell cow. You can be the number one back. You don't have to split the carries, between 3 or 4 plus guys. It'll be the 1-2 combo or primarily just you. Rack up those stats and prepare for the NFL, buff up that resume. So if I had to guess, I do believe that it would just be the fact that Parrish wants to be the featured back. And that makes a ton of sense. He's been at the college level for quite some time. There's no denying the fact that Miami does have quite a bit of talent in that running back room when healthy. And even if Parrish is a good, solid running back, I know a lot of you like Parrish. I do too. He's still going to end up having to split the carries amongst a lot of other guys. And there is potential throughout the season that his carries could lessen if Citizen is as advertised or if Fletcher continues to impress. So I think no matter how you slice and dice this thing up, that makes a lot of sense. He just wants the ball more. He wants more carries. I don't really think that there's any drama or anything like that. Really just think about it. If Fletcher does in fact come back during the summer, Citizen stays healthy, and like we said, he is as advertised. Plus you have Johnson, Wheatley Humphrey, and Lyle coming in during the summer. He just isn't going to get the carries that he wants. It is what it is. So either way, I do hate losing the depth at that position, especially during this point in spring. I hate losing the experience. But Parrish is going to do what is best for him, and hopefully the other guys in that running back room do in fact step up. And I do believe that Miami will be okay. But hey, of course, time will tell, so we'll see. But let me know what you think, which theory you believe it is down in the comment section below. I know it doesn't change anything. It doesn't matter because he's going to be gone either way, no matter what his reasoning is. But we're just kind of talking about it to see what the fans think. Hey, remember though, guys, we're all one big happy college football family. But at the end of the day, I got to say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. I'll see y'all in the next one.